I wish to confirm to the Jamaican people that Nestor Morrison, OC Bigger Crime of 11 miles Bull Bay, which is the border of St. Thomas, was fatally shot during an intelligence-led operation by the security forces in Longville Park, Clarendon. Bigger Crime has been on the police most wanted list for over 2 years, and despite many requests from the police for him to turn himself in, he actually did not, and several operations were mounted against him that were unsuccessful. Bigger Crime rained terror on the citizens within the 11 Mile Bull Bay areas and its environment, killing and maiming several people. I think it's a victory for the people of those communities, and it's a great relief that he can no longer perpetrate those acts of violence against them.
What's up, guys? What's up? Welcome once again, guys, to another video. Thanks as always for tuning in. Let me take this opportunity as always to, big up you guys and let you know how appreciative I am for you to take time out of your busy schedule to join me in another video. Right? And also, guys, to remind you that, to like the video, share the video, subscribe if you haven't already done so, hit that notification bell. And also comment, guys. Comment and let me know what you think about the video. Whatever it is, even if you're gonna criticize something I have said or whatever, just drop a comment and let me know. And maybe it's something that I have said that you may or may not have agreed with. All right. So as you heard, DCP Fitzbailey mentioned there, this old demon there on your screen. That was killed by the police, in a police operation over there in Longsville Park, Clarendon. And his birth name is Nestor Morrison, otherwise called Bigger Crime. Right? And I'm sure a lot of you Jamaicans have heard about this guy, because his name has been called in all over the place for a while now. As you heard, DCP Fitzbailey said, he has been on the police radar for over 2 years now, and this guy was really a menace to society, not just in Kingston but all around, because they have their connections all over the place, and we are happy to get rid of him, that the cops got rid of him. One more old demon to deal with, guys. One less, I should say, one less the old demons to deal with. And guys, I must say this. These are some of the reasons why, we have seen over the years, where crime has been popping up in some areas that we never normally see it happening. We wonder what is going on. Because as I said, these guys have their connections all over the place. Now, that area that he was killed in, Longville Park, Clarendon, right? That is always, it's fairly a new development. When I say fairly, I mean just a few years ago, right? And, we have never heard anything, shooting incidents or anything like that happening over there, right? Maybe a few house break-ins and stuff like that, right? But nothing major like this. So, we're happy that he didn't get a chance to stay there and breed up like some cockroach and cause that area to start having, a whole heap of crime and stuff like we see, right? So, happy riddance, right? Now, this brings me to this one here, guys. And this is rather... It's kind of funny, guys, when I heard about this, right? When I heard about this case, I had to laugh. As some of these guys, they get themselves mixed up into crime and violence, and they don't even have a clue as to what they're doing. And especially when it comes to gun, they just know that they have it and they pull the trigger and shoot fire. They don't know anything what they're doing, right? Because this guy here, you're looking at on your screen, his name is Herbert Wallace, right? Otherwise called Ricky, and he's wanted. He's wanted for robbery and aggravated assault, right? Robbery wanted a robbery with aggravation, right? This man was in the process, guys, of robbing a business when he accidentally shot off his finger after taking a sum of money from the proprietor. Right? So the Hunts Bay police have listed him as a man wanted based on a finger left behind at the scene of a robbery. Right? And I'm telling you, this man actually shot off his own finger, guys. Can you believe that? And he's from Riverton City in Kingston 11. Right? The police allege that he robbed a business establishment on Colleyville Avenue in Kingston 20 on November 28, 2022. Wallace was in the process of robbing the business when he accidentally shot off his finger after taking a sum of money from the proprietor. And I can tell you this, guys, he was so nervous and that's the reason why he shot off his own finger. Because word on the street is that even his own cronies were like really frightened, out of their wits to see this man even fire a shot, moreover to shut off his own finger. And they ran and he left his finger behind. Right? So, as they say, he was fingered by the police. Right? He was fingered by the police because he left it right there on the scene of the crime for the police to identify him. Right? So, I'm going to give this man a little piece of advice if he should hear it. Mr. Herbert, I'm not even going to say Mr. Herbert Wallace. Right? Ricky, please go give up yourself, boss man. If you want to live to see what I should say, another day, look, just take bigger crime as an example. You saw how bad bigger crime was, right? And how long he was running. He has been running from the police, getting away from the police. This man was so slippery. You could easily well call him okra, right? So take this as a example, as something to go off, guy. Ricky, give up yourself, or you might end up like bigger crime and a lot of other people that I'm sure a lot of them that you used to run the streets with that not living today. So it might be rough, and you're going to spend a few years or whatever in prison, but it better than being in the grave, right? So give up yourself, boss. May I advise you to give up yourself. All right. So, guys, next item I want to bring to you guys. This shooting incident is like these shooting incidents. They are getting really out of hand. And it's like becoming it's actually become a norm now to see things like this happening. If you have 2 or 3 days that pass and no shooting, no killing, then God love us that day. So a man and 3 women. A man was killed and 3 women injured at a topless party in Greenwich Town. Right? And I haven't gotten any picture for this none of these people right now. But as usual we'll be looking out to see, who and what and whatever. So a man was killed and 3 women shot and injured during an attack in Greenwich Town, St. Andrew on Friday night. The incident occurred at a party that was being held along 3rd Street in the community, which is reportedly under a zone of special operation, which is otherwise called ZOSO. The dead man has only been identified as Chucky. The injured women were reportedly from the area. They were treated and released from hospital. It was reported that around 8:15 p.m., the now deceased was among other persons attending an event called Topless, which was being held at a bar in the community. Police said it was alleged that 2 men armed with handguns approached where the now deceased was standing at the front of the bar and opened fire, hitting him and 3 women. The police were called and upon arrival found the now deceased on the ground in a pool of you-know-what, suffering from gunshot wounds to the head. He and the injured females were assisted to hospital where he was pronounced dead and the females treated and released. Upon processing the scene, police found 11 9mm spent casings. And I can tell you exactly what happened, guys, as always. And just as I said before in earlier in the video, these guys, a lot of them don't even know nothing. They can't even fire a gun, right? They just know they should squeeze the trigger. And that is why a lot of times when they go to kill somebody, they go for one person, and when they finish, end up killing multiple, right? They kill one person, and when the police screen the scene, they find, a whole heap of gun spent casings, right? Because they're nervous, number one. They can't shoot, so they have to fire a whole heap of shot, guys, to hit the target that they go for, right? So, just want to say, and I can imagine that this is the person that they intended to shoot, the one that is dead. But because of the way they are, they can't shoot. They end up injuring others, innocent people, right? So, thank God these ladies didn't lose their lives in that incident there, right? So, yes, guys. So, next incident, guys. And this one is one of them sad cases, guys, right? Because a man was killed, and as far as reports are, this man is a lawful citizen, right? In fact, he was an employee of Carreras Group, and he was stabbed to death in Senton, right? So a sales representative of cigarette company Carreras Limited was found stabbed to death in Priory, St. Anne on Saturday morning. He has been identified as Wesley Trench, a 32-year-old resident of Mount Edgecombe, near Runaway Bay in the parish. Head of the St. Anne Police Senior Superintendent Dwight Powell said a resident stumbled upon the body beside a car in the vicinity of the only stoplight in Priory around 5:50 a.m. He said there were no further details and investigations are ongoing. Carreras Limited is Jamaica's leading marketer and distributor of cigarettes and tobacco-related products. It's a member of the British American Tobacco Group companies, Carreras Groups, as I said before. So, guys, that is the official report from the police, in the initial state of this incident. So we'll be listening now to hear, the full report if they come up with anything as to why this man was killed and all of that. But word on the street is that in the wee hours of the morning, some residents heard, like crying, someone crying out for help, right? They went to investigate as to to find out what was going on, but they didn't see anything or anybody, right? So they went back home to their beds or whatever, and then in the morning now his body was stumbled upon by a resident passing by, right? So it's really a sad case, guys, and just to show nobody is safe anywhere, even though we don't know what caused this man to be killed, right? And to be killed like that. And from what I'm hearing, guys, this scene wasn't normal. The way they stabbed him up and stuff like that, it wasn't normal at all. So the final incident, guys, the body of a man was found in St. Catherine in a cane field, right? And the police are saying it's a suspected case of suicide, right? The Shady Grove police in St. Catherine are probing a suspected case of suicide after a man was found dead with a gunshot wound in his car in a cane field last night. He has been identified as 55-year-old marketer Frederick Grant of Linstead in the parish. The deceased was the husband of Dr. Claire Grant, deputy CEO of the RJR Gleaner Communications Group. The police report that at about 8:25 p.m., information led cops to a section of the Worthy Park cane field. The police say Grant's body was found in the driver's seat with the head slumped over the steering wheel with a gunshot wound to the mouth. They also reported that a firearm was found beside the body. The scene was processed and the body was removed to the morgue. Right? So guys, questions still arise, and in my mind, people go through their own thing, but I'm wondering why this man killed himself, We don't know, and we don't know if we'll ever find out. But I would implore the police, who are investigating, do a thorough investigation into this case, because even though the scene looks like this, it in my opinion, it doesn't even have to be suicide, right? Because sometimes, you have these criminal elements who are well, versed in what they do. They know their jobs very well, so they know how to make a scene look like a suicide, or or a robbery or whatever. So I would implore the police, not because there's a gunshot wound to the mouth and a gun beside him, doesn't mean that it's suicide. So I really hope the police dig down into this one before they deem it as solved as a suicide case. Right? So guys, you agree with me? Drop a comment and let me know if you agree with me or not. Alright? So that is it from me today, guys. So thanks as always for tuning in. Please remember to like the video, share the video, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and hit that notification bell. Also, comment, guys. Comment, as I always say. Let me know what you guys think about, the video contents in there, whether, or something I have said or that you may or may not have agreed with. All right? Blessed love. Peace.